Hey everybody, welcome to the Hunt household here. We're out in the garden today. Can you see that? so, my husband is trying to give me a heart attack. We're like getting ready to go live. It's like minutes until we go, and he's like over here and he's messing with the camera, and I'm like, oh my gosh. It's just heart palpitations, I'll tell you. Anyway, golly, we're here. It is, what day is today? Is today Tuesday?
Thursday.
Thursday? It really is. Oh my goodness. This whole stay-at-home isolation thing is, it's wearing on me in that I have no idea what the date is or what day it is or any of that stuff anymore. I get so confused, and I'm just kind of losing my mind. You guys are probably the same way. Anyway, so happy to be here. Let me see who is here. I see Corrine. Hi, girly. Corrine is on our design team, and she's also a good friend of mine, and she's absolutely hilarious. I love you, girl. So happy to see you here. Sharon is here. I'm looking on Facebook right now. Kathy Marvel, and we've got Allie, and who else is here? Beverly and Cindy. Patty, you're always here too. Thank you so much. And Sheila. Oh my gosh. Oh, Charmin DeLuca. I saw your name and I got so excited. Charmin, my goodness, Charmin actually lives right here in the area. And Charmin actually used to come to my to some of my crafting stuff that I used to do way back in the day. So great to see you here, girl. Let me flip over here to YouTube and see. We've got Maddie and Chris Lawler. She was our winner from last time, and Eileen and Michelle and Sandy. Hi, Sandy. So many people. It's so good to see you guys. Oh my goodness. Well, if you're wondering why we're in the garden today, it's because we're going to be working with the Veggie Pals stamp set, which is one of my, I think I must say this every single time, one of my favorites, absolute favorite. I'm going to flip over to my other camera really quickly so that you can see. Actually, let me put it up here on the screen. That way I can talk about it. There we go. I can talk about it while you can see me. The inspiration actually for this stamp set, I can tell you, I had just finished, I think I was on my way to an HSN show. I was in Florida, and I was driving with my girl Stephanie, and this truck went by, and they had these. It was a vegetable truck. They were like delivering produce to like stores and stuff, and they had the coolest characters and stuff on, and I absolutely loved it. It was like big high five moment that we've got to do a stamp set that has some crazy vegetable characters on it. And so that's really the inspiration for this. I love this set. I think it's so much fun. I'm looking at it here if you're wondering why I'm looking down, because I love the little faces on these guys. They're just the cutest things. They're so excited, and probably as excited as I am right now. So we're gonna get started. We're gonna jump right in here. Let me switch over to my other camera, and let me get the green screen turned off, and I want to show you, because we're going to make two cards. So this is the Veggie Pal stamp set. You can see it's already well loved. We got 13 stamps in this baby, and there are the cutest of sentiments in here. Look at these little faces. Are those just adorable? This guy's giving like the big thumbs up. How cool is that? So with the tomatoes, he says, I love you from my head to my toes. I don't have my glasses on, so I can't see anything. Isn't that bad? For the corn, he says, you are amazing. And then we've got the beet here, you're unbeatable. We've got, you're a 24 karat friend. And look at the broccoli. Oh my goodness, it says brock on. And these guys up here, these are avocados. And, of course, it says, that camera, goodness gracious. It says, you complete me. I think it's just the cutest thing. So, sorry about that little, it's trying to focus because it sees eyes, the camera's doing it. Anyway, then here are the dies. So it's going to cut out all of those characters. And we show you on the back an example of how you can color them. And then we show you which die goes with which character. So, you know, you really can't go wrong. We make it super, super easy for you. So, we are going to play also. Whenever I start, you know, I get an idea in my head, and I never know exactly what products, you know, I'm going to use, but I know what I'm going to focus on. So this card is going to feature the veggie pails, but I want to show you 3 other things that I ended up, actually 4 sets, and this one I don't have my packaging, but I ended up pulling 4 other things from my stash. I decided I hadn't done a slimline card in a while, so I wanted to use the slimline scallop, and then you'll understand once I start making this. And I wanted this little brick stamp out of the View for All Seasons, and then I needed these little squares. So this is a stitch square. These two actually coordinate beautifully together, and I'll show you how they work well together. And then I also pulled the In the Grass. There's our grass dies. It's a three pack. So we have like a flat plane. Let me go like this so you can see better. So one of the dies is a flat plane. One of them is a hill. Do I have this upside down? No, that's right. That one's the hill. And then this is actually a valley. So those worked out perfectly. So I ended up pulling those. So the first thing I want to show you that I did, the slimline is, this is my card base. So the slimline, when it's folded, is 8 1/4 inches in length, and it's 3 1/4 inches in the width or the height. So when it's open, you're just going to cut your cardstock to 8 1/4 by 6 1/2. All right, so jot that down. And then I scored it and folded it. That's my card base. And that, people have asked, you know, what envelopes to use for that. You can just use those long skinny business envelopes, the business size envelopes. They fit beautifully in there. Okay, so this is what happens. Let me show you these because these are really neat. The slimline scallop, we've got 2 of the long dies here, and you can use them together or you can use them separately. The largest die here has a cut line on the outside, and then it has your stitching on the inside. And when you run it through your machine, this is what you're going to get. So you get that beautiful stitching. And it creates a beautiful, perfectly sized card topper. So that's going to fit perfectly right on top of that card base that I did. Now, the second die has this scallop, and that doesn't have a cut line on the outside, it only has a cut line on the inside. So you could either lay these together and cut it all at once, and you will get this. All right, so it's going to cut that edge, and it's going to cut that that scallop out of the inside. Or if you want to do them separately, you could just cut the first piece with the larger die, and then lay your scallop over the top of that to cut out the center, and you would still get this. So you have options. I like one, once through and you're done. It's much easier. So I have my 2 pieces here. And I'm just going to put this away. There we go. Gotta keep everything clean. Do we have any questions from anybody? Oh, by the way, if you're not familiar with the videos, we always do a giveaway. So the only way we're going to know if you're here is if you leave a comment. You can leave a comment, you can ask a question. But at the end of, once I'm done with the projects, we will draw a winner. Allie is asking, what is the length of the grass dies? These grass dies will work on a card. Let me get the flat one right here. Let me go right here. So in inches, because this is on my board here, we've got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, and then some. So it's like 6 1/4 inches. So these are wonderful. You can use these on a 6x6 card. It goes right over the edge perfectly. You can use them for your A2 cards, and so on. Okay, so let me show you what I've got. Let me put this aside. Just show you all my little pieces here.
I went ahead and I stamped out my characters already, and I colored some of them up, and I'm going to color a couple of them for you live. And now I have not completely planned this card out, so I haven't put it all together. So I stamped, here's my sentiments. I stamped these sentiments out, and I didn't size them or anything. I just stamped them out and cut, like little rectangles for them, and I will cut them to size however I need them, but at least they're ready for me. I used my grass die, and I cut 2 pieces of the grass. This is the one that goes up the hill. So let me show you what my idea is here. I'm going to hope this works because I didn't put it all together yet. This is how I want this to work anyway. So I have the first grass die and then the second grass die, and it creates a little bit of a texture there, which I really like a lot. It could have just gone straight across or a hill, but I like to see that difference in the texture, and this one comes right down over the other, which I think is really cool. Here's my little characters. I've got some of them that are already colored and 2 that I'm going to color just to kind of show you how quick and easy they are. Here's another one. All right. We put those up and keep these 2 down here. Now, I want to show you how this square works with the with this window, because this is a really important feature and one of the most fun things with this slimline scallop. This window die that comes with the slimline scallop, one time through your machine, and it's going to cut this little window. Let me do this over the white so maybe you can see it better. It's going to cut this little window. It's going to leave behind stitching. Okay, so if you want to cut a square into this piece here and have a beautiful square that has stitching around it, it will leave the stitching behind. And it's going to cut this little window frame for you. Isn't that the sweetest thing? And it's already scored down the sides. It's all cut the way you need it to be cut, and you can open that window. So I decided to do that in red, and I did it twice because my idea is that I'm going to make this look like the side of a building, like the side of a 2-story house maybe. Now, this window coordinates with these squares in the stitch square. So I'm going to grab the middle square. When I lay one over the other, you can see how it's smaller, right? Why is it trying to focus something there? What's going on? There we go. You can see how the window square is smaller than the square from the stitch square set. And that was done intentionally so that we can use these together and layer them and have that option. So Memory Lane Keepsakes is saying, are the new craft goodies you're showing available now for purchase? Yes, they are. And I've linked them. I've tried to link them all below. I may have missed a couple because I think I was still working on the card a little bit. But everything is linked below. Anything that I've missed, I will add. So what happens when I do this? So if I cut, right, so this window is what cuts those little red windows. I took the square, the middle square from the stitch square, and I cut this brown square because my idea is I want to have the red window, but I wanted to have a brown frame around it. So I cut this square, and then I took the window again and I placed it over the square, and the stitching, the cut line is on the inside so it's smaller. When I place it over the square and I run it through the machine again, this is what I get. So it cuts out the center and it leaves me with just that little stitch square. And it's taken me, believe me, a lot longer to explain it than it did to do it. So what happens then is I have my square, and look at how this window fits beautifully right into the center. Isn't that just the cutest thing? Sheila's asking, did you use the outside die to cut your folded card base to get the stitching? I used the outside die, yes, to cut this. This is not my card base. I have my stitching on the card topper. My card base is this, and I don't have any stitching or anything on this. The die will cut all the way around, so it's not going to cut your card base. Okay, you want to make sure that you have a larger card base, and you want to have the fold so that you can open it like a card. So yes, the die set is for your card topper. Okay, so I did this twice, and these are going to go here like this. So that is how that goes. What?
Lost YouTube.
We lost YouTube? Uh-oh.
I think we lost both.
Uh-oh. I'm being told that we lost YouTube. Okay, and it's back now? Okay, sorry. I should probably let everybody know we are having a little bit of trouble with our internet for some reason today. So hopefully this isn't going to be a problem the whole time. So this is the idea, and then we're going to build it from there. So I'm going to set this aside, and I'm going to go ahead and I'm going to color these guys up because I really want you to see how easy it is. So I'm going to grab, and now you can color these with whatever you want. I happen to use Copic markers. I stamped it with the Raven Hybrid ink. The Hybrid ink it's a combination ink, so you can use it with your watercolors. You can use it with pencils and your alcohol markers. You can pretty much use it on just about any surface. So I just want to show you. I have two shades of orange here, and I'm just going to go ahead and add the color to him. I'm going to do the entire layer in the lighter orange. Now this does not require that you be a professional color artist or anything. They're so simple to color, and it literally just takes a couple of minutes to do it. Now I'm going to go in with the darker orange. Alan, are we back up and running everywhere?
YouTube keeps dropping, but people are cutting over to Facebook where it's more stable.
Okay, let me check.
So you might tell people if they can.
Yeah, if YouTube keeps cutting out, you can come onto Facebook, but I've got to see if my concern is that if you're not already in our Facebook group. So let me see. I'm going to have to check these and see how if I can add people in. There we go. I will be checking. If you come to our Facebook group, it's LDRS Creative. If Stephanie is on, maybe she could see if anybody is asking to join our Facebook group and go ahead and let them in. Okay, so I've added just a little bit of a darker orange there, and then I'm going to just easily and quickly blend those together just to get rid of that line. See how cute he is? He's just adorable. I love him. He's just saying, "Hey, man." Sorry. Am I getting a little too comfortable with everybody here? My husband's like, "What are you doing?" Alrighty, and then I'm going to grab some green. And
I think it's a YouTube problem.
just get the leaves on him a little bit. So you can see I'm not being incredibly particular here. This doesn't take a lot of time to do. The lines are really simple. I tend to start with light and then go dark. Let me see what color this is. That's a little bit darker. Just for a little bit of interest. I'm going to do this kind of quickly. And I bet it's still going to look fine. And then a little bit of a darker green, just for a tiny, tiny bit of shadow. go. And then I'm going to go back and just kind of blend that out a little bit. There we go. And one more. It's my really light green. There we go. And then we just have a tiny little bit of a shadow in there. I might actually spend a little bit of time. I'm going to add a little bit of the dark back in because I think I may have blended it out a little bit too much. There we go. I think that'll do. All right, so he is done. And then I'm going to give some color to this guy too. I just think he is adorable. I don't know if you guys, who likes beets? I love beets. My husband and I like to have beets on our salad all the time. I love them. And then I'm gluten-free, so one of my favorite cakes is that red velvet. I'm gluten-free and I'm also allergic to red food coloring. I'm allergic to all red dyes of any sort. So I can't have that, but I can have the natural things like beets. So I can have my red velvet cake as long as it's done with the beets. All right, so I started with a light red. Now I'm working my way up, a little bit darker. And you know, some people like to start dark and then go lighter. I just happen to learn by starting with the lighter colors. Bring this over. So right now he's very red. And I wanted to purple him up just a little bit. So I came in with a different red that has, it's a little more of a burgundy or a wine. And I'm just coming around the edges just to darken him up a tiny little bit, but I want to keep it lighter in the center so it looks like the sun's shining on him. Because he's in the garden, just where we were earlier, right? And now we're going to give a quick color to his leaves as well. And I always turn my image instead of turning my hand. Because I don't like twisting my arm around, and I don't feel like I have very good control of the marker or the brush, whatever it is that I'm working with. So I tend to turn the image around instead. So I'm just going to blend this out a little bit. And then take my lighter color, and notice I left that little bit of white up there because I want that to be bright. So I'm only going to give that one coat of that green, my lighter green. There we go. And that's all there is. I mean, how long did that take? Aren't they cute? I love them. All right, so we're going to start building this up, and we're going to see if my idea was a good one. I never know. All right, let's start assembling this. So I have my card topper here. Do we have any questions from anybody?
Yes.
All right, Alan, what questions do we have? If you don't know who Alan is, he is my husband. He is my partner in crime.
Do you find it difficult to blend oranges?
Well, no.
The marker kind.
I think it's more difficult to blend reds, to be honest with you. Now I'm going to set this in a little bit. I'm not going all the way up to the edge only because I have a lot of height in this card, and you got to remember this is going to be covering some of it. I just want to get as much of this green as I can in here. I think the hardest colors to blend are reds. So here we go. Now, if I was not putting the frame around this, I would probably, what happened? What happened to the camera?
You know, hold on.
Sorry. Alan, what happened to the camera? There we go. Sorry about that. We lost the camera. Technical issue. If I was not putting the frame around this, then I would probably pop this layer up on a little bit of foam just to give that extra dimension between those two pieces. But I don't think it would work very well with this frame around it. So I'm going to go ahead and put this frame on here now, because that's going to give me an idea of where I should place things. So I've got my trusty tape roll here, and I'm going to do this kind of slowly because I'm going to try and keep this on the inside of the scallop there. And if anybody's wondering what my tape roll is, mine is a Scotch tape roll, tape glider. There's a lot of different ones out there, but I do like this one a lot. All right, so you guys have probably seen me do this before. Whenever I have a large piece of cardstock or something that I need to lay down and has a lot of tape on it, I like to make sure that let me put this here so you can see what I'm doing. I put this here because I don't want this whole thing to just lay down on top of this piece because it has tape all over it. So I'm going to make sure that I have something in place here to hold up that end. Let me move it a little bit here. So if it does get out of my hand while I'm placing the first edge, it's not just going to fall onto my card. That would not make me happy. Alright, so now I can move that out of the way. And I can lay this down the rest of the way. There we go. So now I just have that pretty little frame around there. Okay, so the next thing is going to be to figure out where I want these guys to go. So I'm going to have one of these here, one of these here, these windows. I don't know where I want these guys to go. See how he does here. That little beat. He could be there. We'll see. I'm thinking that I want to have, here's the thing. This is what I'm thinking. If I do the avocados, it says you complete me. I would almost rather have the avocados side by side somewhere. So let's hold off on that. I can have, and this is what I want to do. I want to put him through the window because I think that's just so cute. Which means we're going to have to cut off his legs. So we're going to do that. And then we're going to have this one, I think, go through here. It gives me a lot of color too. So it gives me red, yellow, and orange. So it gives me a lot of color in here, which I like a lot. So let me do this. Where's my scissors? I'm going to figure out where I want to position him. I kind of like him just like that, with his arms up. So I'm actually going to chop him off. There we go. Get rid of his legs. Sorry. It doesn't seem really nice, does it? But that's where he's going to go. And now let's see where this carrot's going to go. Alan, do we have any questions from anybody?
I haven't seen any, but I'm scanning them.
Okay. Now him, I want his face to be kind of centered in here too. Maybe like this. How's that look? So I'm going to cut the bottom of him off. And then we're going to cut the top of him off too. There we go. Let's get those pieces out of there. Look how cute. Oi, adorable. All right, let's get these guys positioned. And then I need to figure out where the words are going to go.
Oh, what are you doing to that thing?
What? What's wrong? My husband is saying, what are you doing with that thing?
I just noticed.
We've got him. All right, so we've got 24 karat friend. Beets, so this is your unbeatable. Okay, let's do this. We're not going to do the tomato. We're going to do, we'll put this one here. Let's lower this down. We'll put this one here. And then we'll have 24 karat friend right up here. What do you think of that? Thumbs up? Anybody? Okay, I wish I could hear you guys. So, all right, we're gonna get rid of these ones over here then. And we're gonna start putting this together. All right, so first thing I've got to do, I'm going to put some adhesive on. I got to remember where this is going to go. I'm just going to put a little bit of glue on the back of the carrot. Put him down. And then we do the same thing to the corn. Right there, right in the middle. Hold these down. And I'm gonna pop this guy up on a little bit of foam because I like dimension on my card. Let's push these down, make sure they stay. So he's gonna go here. He's so cute. What do you think, anybody? Anybody? Alan, do we have any questions from anybody?
Oh, not that I've seen. What glue are you using?
This glue is, it's Aleene's Tacky Glue. You can get the clear version or you can get the white version. Okay, so.
Are you a veggie surgeon?
Somebody asked, am I a veggie surgeon?
Yes.
That's hilarious. I love that. I got a little too much glue here. All right, let's see. A little bit on there. There we go. My hands are all gluey gooey. Isn't that part of the fun of the card making process? There we go. So there's that one. Got a black here. I'm going to lay down over that while I do this other one. Just a little bit. This is the fun part. This is the part here that reminds me of when I was a kid. You just get to get all gooey. And put that frame right over top here. There we go. And move that over here now. Wipe off any excess glue. It's clear glue, so even if I don't get the excess off, it's going to be fine. Oops. And then the next thing, we need to put this little window on here.
You can say, I think YouTube is back up again. They were down.
Okay, my husband is saying that he thinks YouTube is back up again.
YouTube Live.
The YouTube Live is back up again. For some reason that was down. He thinks maybe YouTube was having trouble.
I couldn't find any live videos working.
Oh, he said he couldn't find any live videos working anywhere. So YouTube must have been having a problem. Just my luck, right? There we go. So I'm going to now move this over to here and hold that down. That's just a clear stamping block, by the way, if anybody's wondering. Maybe a little too much glue. There we go.
25 minutes.
Okay. All right, here we go. I should warn you as I look at the clock, it's possible we might go over a little bit today because I do have another card that I want to assemble just so I could show you a different idea with this as well. All right, there we go. So I'm going to move this one to here for a moment. And then, oh, I know what I need. Here it is. I lost the lid. So the next thing that I need is this stamp set. Let me move these sentiments out of the way here. I need to get that. That is my little brick stamp. And that's in the A View for All Seasons stamp set. I need to do something, but I need to do another card with this, just with that set, because it's so cute. So here is my stamp. Let me put it, make it sure it's straight. And all I want to do is give the kind of the illusion. Got my Raven ink here. And I'm going to stamp this in black just because I have the black accent stamps. I stamped them all in black, so I'm going to do the same thing with it. I just want to give, let me make sure I don't get it on my black. I'm just going to stamp some brick every now and then. Ooh, might be nice if I tried to stamp it straight. There we go. Well, I guess I'm just going to keep doing it at an angle. It's the leaning tower of house here, apparently. There we go. Just to kind of make it look like there's some brick on that house. That's going to be enough. It just kind of gives the suggestion of it. Oh, I think I smeared it. Oh well. So I'm going to give that a moment to dry. See, this is why you want to use a stamping block, like not stamping block, a stamping tool, because when you use the stamping block like this, you can move it, and that's exactly what I did. I messed it up actually a couple of times in here. Yep, that's why you want to use one of those stamping tools, stamping platform of some sort. But we're going to let that dry. Unbeatable. I think that's just so cute. So here's what I want to do. I'm going to make these look like they're little tags or ribbons, I guess. So I'm just going to cut that a little bit there. You cut this a little bit shorter. Maybe I could try and cut it straight. Straight would be good, right?
Sharon said there was an earthquake and the house is a little crooked.
Hey, it's crafting, it's handmade. I can put that right in here. I could slide it under there. I kind of like that under there.
Cool,
now I've stuck it.
Yeah,
Huh?
it'd be kind of cool to have a brick border all the way around.
Alright.
So the scallop.
Stephanie's probably laughing at me because I stamped it on an angle like that. She's probably cracking up, shaking her head at me. You know what? It's crafting, it's handmade, it's fun. Alright, there we go. I think I got that to a good size now. You're unbeatable. I'm going to slide that just there a little bit. And I did put it up on a little bit of foam. I think it's really cute. So there's that one. Here's the windows that open. So this is, there we go. Then those windows open. So then You're Amazing is going to come over here. Cut the ends of this one. that one's going to come here. So let's get a little piece of foam under that one. There we go. And I'm going to slide that just a tiny little bit. Maybe lift that up a little bit. There we go. And then the last one is going to be 24 karat friends. So and I'm still working on my ability to leave white space. I'm not very good at it. So this was that was one of my challenges again with this card, was trying to leave white space, because I have always been one to fill up all the space that doesn't have color. And so I'm trying not to do that. You know what, before I put this one down, I want to grab I'm going to color these bricks just a little bit. So I grabbed 3 colors for the bricks. I have like a little light beige, and then I have my W's. So I have a W1 and a W3. The W, as I've mentioned before, it's a gray with a brown undertone. So I'm going to take this little bit of a beige here first, and I just kind of want to give the idea that there's a little bit of color on the wall. Like that. There we go. So it's just going to add one more little visual element. And then with my W's, now this is where I can actually treat that little area there where I smeared my ink. I can just put a little bit of a gray shadow over it, and then all of a sudden my little smeared ink disappears. And this little bit of a shadow is just going to, it just kind of brings it to life a little bit, I think. Brick can, you know, be lively. Certainly does make that little mistake where I moved the stamping block. Kind of makes that less important. You don't see it. And then here's an area where I moved it as well. So we'll make it look a little more intentional. I'm telling you, you can always hide mistakes somehow. You know, if you're putting something over it, or you know, heck, sometimes just pop a sentiment over it. You know, you spend a little bit of time, or you don't have a lot of time when you're doing some of your crafting. You can always hide it a little bit somehow. So that's just going to add a little bit of texture. And yes, they're all crooked, but you know what? At least they're all crooked evenly. I think that's kind of okay then, right? So let's go ahead and put this last sentiment here. I'm going to cover some of that brick, and that's totally fine. And then the last thing I need to do, oh my goodness, we're running out of time. The last thing I would do is put this right on top of my card base. Just like this. There we go. And then that is done. And look at him in the window. I think it's sweet. I think it's cute. Look at the dimension on that. With the windows open. So cute. Yay. Camera's trying to focus because of their eyes. Okay. Let's move on to card number 2. And this one's really going to be assembly. Just assembly. Because I got everything all ready for that one. So Let's see. Now with this one, where's my little packet of goodies? Here it is. I'm gonna get some of the stuff out of the way. I got too much stuff here. All right. If you could see what a mess this ends up as I'm doing this. Okay. So here's all my little goodies here. My little guys. And this time, I'm not going to use the scallop. I already cut the card topper, and I only used the largest die from the Slimline. And here's the card base that I have. And I pulled a couple of extra things into here as well. My idea was that I wanted to have a little picnic. And I wanted to have all my little characters in here. And so I've got them all colored and all ready to go. And so here's all my little guys right here. And then I used this die right here. It says Miss You, and it cuts the letters out. And I cut them out in red and black. And then I've already done most of them. Can you see how it has a little bit of black around the back of it? This is all I did. I cut the letters out in red and black, and I took the red one and I put a little bit of adhesive. Do this over here. And then I overlaid the red on top of the black. And I did that with every single letter, and you can see how quick that is. It's really, really fast. So I cut them out black and red with this, and as I started building this up, I thought I wasn't going to do a picnic at first, but then I thought, boy, would it be cute, what if I had a picnic table? And lo and behold, with the We Be Jammin' stamp set, we have a picnic table. So I stamped that and I colored it, and I left the tablecloth white because I decided that I wanted to do some paper piecing with that. I thought that would be fun, and I thought you might like that. And so for the paper piecing, I wanted a picnic plaid, and so I grabbed this little check that's part of our Sweet Sensations. I stamped it, and then all I did was cut out that little piece. I was going to show you how to do this, but we're running out of time. I just cut out the little piece. So I stamped the whole thing with black ink onto that red check and cut out the little piece that is the tablecloth. Look how cute that is. That's paper piecing in a nutshell. So let me show you how I'm going to put this together. Because I wanted to have one card that was a tall slimline, and then I wanted one that was going to be in the other direction, so with I guess a landscape. So I used the same grass die set. I cut one straight and then one with a little hill. I'm going to go ahead, and as I put this one together, I'm going to stay on the inside of that stitch line because I want that stitch line to frame my scene. So there we go. There's that one. This next one I'm going to put up on a little bit of foam because I like the foam. I like the dimension. There's one. And then I've got a couple of smaller pieces here. There we go. Alan, any questions?
I'm scanning for them.
No questions at all? Make sure you get your comments in too, because we're going to be doing a giveaway. And if I don't know you're here, I can't call your name. I can't draw your name, I should say. Okay, so there we go. So I popped that one up on a little bit of foam, so it's like a little bit of a hill. Very cute. Next, I'm going to go ahead and put the picnic table on here. Now I'm going to put the picnic table on here flat. And I'm going to put this kind of low here. Make sure it's straight. And then I'm going to put the tablecloth on it, also flat. I'm not going to pop that up on any foam because I want my characters on my foam. That's why I'm not popping that up. And I'm just going to put this on here and position it so that it lands. Now when I cut this out, I cut it on the inside of the black stamp line. So when I lay it on here, we can still see the lines on there. Isn't that just the cutest thing? I absolutely love it. So next, let's do this. I did this, I had an idea of where I wanted my characters to go when I imagined this. So this is my broccoli. Isn't he cute? Oh my gosh. I'm going to put him right up here on the table.
Why is he standing on the table?
He's on the table. There we go. He's on the table. Isn't he cute? I'm actually going to lift him up a little bit because I think I have him like right on the edge. There we go. Want him to be on the table. And then next I'm going to put the carrot here. And as I lay these on here, hold on a minute. I want to integrate the characters with the background. So by that I mean I'm not just putting him off to the side here. I'm going to integrate him a little bit and just kind of put him. It's okay if he's standing in front of the picnic table. Instead of just lining everything up, he's kind of in front of it. There we go. So he's maybe about to walk up that hill. Next thing I'm going to do is line up my letters. Let's go ahead and start popping these on here. I'm not going to put the letters on foam. They can be in the background. And I decided that I wanted this card to be a miss you card. And as I was thinking about it, I thought, well, they've all got smiles on their faces. Well, miss you doesn't have to be really sad, right? It could just be, hey man, I miss you. I love you. I miss you. I haven't seen you in a while. Maybe you're in another state. And, big smiley face. I miss you. Something else I thought when I was putting this together, I actually was thinking about my son, because when he was little, when you're trying to get your kids to eat their veggies, I overglued, there we go. When you're trying to get your kids to eat their veggies, you will try everything, right? We happened to have a son who was a real foodie, and he was a big foodie even when he was really little, but, we didn't know that right away. But, so we used to tell him to eat his colors, and that he had to eat his colors. You couldn't leave any colors out. And we would, appeal to, his empathy. You don't want to leave anybody out, and you don't want to make the carrots feel bad because you don't want orange to feel bad. That kind of thing. So maybe you do this card and you give it to, if you got a little kid, grandkid, maybe it's your own child, maybe it's a grandchild or something who doesn't want to eat their vegetables. Maybe this is a call out from the vegetables and they're saying, hey, I miss you. Maybe you can appeal to that and get them to eat their vegetables. I thought that would be cute. Anyway, maybe it's corny. Who knows? Alright, maybe I should have moved the Y over a little bit, but that's okay. It still works. And then I'm going to pop this guy up. He can actually be in front of it maybe a little bit. I should have laid this out first, because I think the YOU should be over a little bit. I wonder if I could move it over without having a mess. Hey, what do you know? Look at that. I can. But it's going to bother me. That's the great thing about this clear glue. Love it. I can move everything over just a little bit. My husband's laughing at me. He's laughing because he knows how weird I am about having things centered. And everything's just right, and he's probably laughing at me and shaking his head. Am I right, Alan?
Yes.
He knows I can't just
Line
let
up
it go. All right, and that little bit right there where I got a little bit of a goo mess, that's going to be a mistake. I'm going to cover up. I just lost a camera. What's going on?
Well, they timed out. Sorry.
Uh-oh. Alan, can you come over here on the floor
Yes.
and pick up the beet that I just dropped on the floor? All right, so here is the corn. He's going to go, actually, do I want him up a little bit? It's over here. It's right under here. Okay, thank you. See, that's why it's good to have an assistant. So let's put this guy here. We'll put him a little bit lower. And then his green there is going to cover up that little bit of glue that I had there. And then I'm going to stand this corn up a little bit higher. Let me put him a little bit behind. There we go. Yay! I think it's so cute. I think it turned out just the way I had imagined it. I love it. I didn't want to do any color blending or anything like in the back because, like I said, my goal was to see if I could leave some white space. And, you know, if you want to put a sky back there, you can certainly do that. If you want to put some clouds or whatever back there, absolutely do that. Play with it. Have some fun. That was not my my goal with this card. And honestly, I don't think it needs it. I think it came out just fine. And I think it's super cute. I might even give this card to my son just for memory's sake. Back when we used to say, eat your colors. Look how cute that is. I think it's adorable. Oh my goodness. Okay. So, oh, I just put my hand in glue. The fun of crafting. I think last time I had black all over my fingernail, and this time I have glue all over my hands. Hey!
Good on time.
I made a mess there. I seriously put my hand in a big glop of glue. Oh well. Oh my goodness. Let me answer a couple of questions. We've got just a couple of minutes here. What paper pack is that? The paper pack, it is so fun. I love this paper pack. It's called Sweet Sensations, and it's absolutely spectacular. It's got like ice cream in it and all kinds of little candies and stuff. It's so fun. It's got pinks and blues, and the patterns are just gorgeous. One of my favorites. It's also double-sided. This is the check that I use. But look at the back. Isn't that gorgeous? And the colors are just spectacular. You can't go wrong. No matter what colors or papers you put together there, it's perfect. Eileen, could you use the cloud stencil? Absolutely, and outline the top of the broccoli so that it can look like it was dipped in ranch dressing. Oh, that's so cute. I love that. Great idea. And then Sandra says, when you're thinking of a card to make, do you sketch it out? I do not. I probably should, but I don't. I don't really know how it's going to go. It would probably be a lot faster if I made some kind of a sketch, but I don't. I just kind of, I start with the stamp pad, with the stamp set, and then I just kind of go from there, and I start thinking about the shape of the card, and it just kind of starts to build. I don't really know how to, I don't know. I certainly didn't start out with the idea of using all of these dies and everything. I just started off with, I want to work with the Veggie Pails because I love them. I mean, look at those faces. How can you go wrong? They're just adorable. So cute. Okay, giveaway time. Okay, what are we giving away? We are going to give away, the Veggie Pails.
Yay.
We're going to give away, if I can find them, where are they? We're going to give away the Veggie Pail stamps and the dies. And the winner, drum roll please. The winner is, who did he pick? He picked Sandy Kohlendorfer. Yay! You're getting the Veggie Pail stamps and dies. Rockin' and a rollin'. Rock on. Yes, that is one of the sentiments. So Sandy, I need you please to send me a message. Send me a private message in Facebook. I'm going to need your complete mailing address, please. And you can also send me an email to send it to our customer service at, so it's customer service at ldrscreative.com, and that will get to me. So again, I need your mailing address and your full name, please. That would be great. We'll get that out to you right away. Don't forget, we still have some of these. This is our today's hero. This is our big thank you, not only to you guys, but it's also our big thank you to everybody who has been all the essential workers. Really, this is a 4x6 stamp set, and it is. We've got, who do we have in here? We have a doctor, we have a patient, we have a nurse, police officer, teacher, and our food delivery. All kinds of things and some wonderful sentiments. This is going to be free with every order while supplies last. We're just going to pop it into your package. You don't have to worry about trying to find this in the store. You won't find it in the store. You don't have to worry about adding this to your cart. It's just going to go in there, and it's going to be a little freebie for you guys for a little thank you. I have no idea, again, what I'm doing next week, but we're going to figure that out. I think it might be a floral to start with. I'm going to be spending some more time. I'm still preparing for the watercolor class, and we've been kind of busy, so I haven't been able to put as much time into that as I wanted. But I am still planning on getting that going for anybody that wants to know. So anyway, I think we are about out of time. I had so much fun. Thank you guys so much for being here. Oh, I gotta let you know, we've got tune in. If you look on our YouTube channel, subscribe to our YouTube channel if you haven't, and that way you'll get notifications of when we put our videos out and stuff. But tomorrow morning, we're one of the members of the Stamping Village, and the Stamping Village is, if you're not familiar with it, the Stamping Village is a group of companies who we believe in working together and collaboration and so on and so forth to keep this industry strong, and so that we can do, we like to do things together. We support each other, and that allows all of us to bring more products to everybody. And so anyway, we have a video hop going on tomorrow, and it is a new stamp set that we all collaborated on, and some of the proceeds from each of the sale, from the sale of each of the sets will go to the Dreaming Zebra charity, which is a fantastic charity. Anyway, it's a video hop. If you come to our YouTube channel tomorrow, we'll have a list of everybody there, and so you can just click through. There's giveaways on every single one of the 12 videos, and they're going to be fantastic. So we're showing you projects and everything. It's going to be a lot of fun, so I hope you guys will tune into that. Anyway, that is it for the day. Thank you guys so much. I will see you next Tuesday, same time, same place. Bye. Thank you guys.